Sleep is really, really important, especially if you want performance. Your body needs that rest and recovery, and that's going to come through sleep. I'm Hannah Miley. I'm a swimmer. I've been to 3 Olympic Games and 4 Commonwealth Games. The exact moment where I knew I wanted to become a professional swimmer was probably when I was 16. I qualified for the Commonwealth Games for the first time, and it's my very first multi-sport event. You're in a village and you meet with other athletes and other sports and other nations, and just being on poolside and all of a sudden having a big camera in front of your face and the crowd being bigger than I'd ever seen before. For me at that moment, that was when I was like, I'd love to do this at a higher level. I'd love to do it at the Olympic Games, and I'd like, I want to be able to take it to the next level. Being able to retain my title and having it in Glasgow as well was really, really special. I'll never forget the noise down that last 50. Normally when you're swimming, you kind of have a sense of the noise of the crowd when your head pops up on like butterfly or breaststroke. But I've never heard the crowd whilst I was underwater. On that last turn, I knew I was catching up my rival, Amy, and as soon as I turned and pushed off, I heard it straight through the water, like it just goes straight through your chest. And I was dying on that last 50, I was in so much pain. And it just carried me through to the end. And to touch the wall and see the little one, you have like little spots on the block. 1 means you come first, 2 means you come second, and 3 means you come third. And to touch the wall and then look up and see that one red dot and then turn around and have a look at the time I did, it was just so incredible. I couldn't believe at the time that I'd done, and the fact that I'd been able to successfully retain my title as well, which was really cool. Preparation for the Commonwealth Games, like my very first Commonwealth Games was actually in Melbourne in 2006. So at 16, we had a talk about jet lag, the right sort of preparation for travel. So we were introduced to flight socks, the best, which leg of the flight, because we had 2 flights going from Glasgow to I think Dubai, and then Dubai to Melbourne. And yeah, we were told there's set times where you're supposed to sleep and then set times where you're supposed to stay awake. Staying hydrated, making sure that you drink as often as you can. Set your watch to the time zone, that the country that you're going to. So if you're traveling and you see it's maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night, you can maybe try and get yourself to having a nap. There's nothing worse coming off a flight and just feeling really stiff and sore. And for us as athletes as well, you don't want to be tight or stiff. You want to still stay fluid and still stay flexible. So keeping that flexibility is quite important. I've really enjoyed the travel part, getting to experience different cultures, seeing different countries, continents, meeting new people. I came back from a long-haul flight from Canada and I could not sleep at all on the flight, at all. So the next day when I got in the pool, I wasn't too bad. Like I was just keeping going, and I think my body was just kind of on that roll of just get through it, it's fine. But then when it came to the next day, after I had my sleep, I really struggled to wake up. I was grumpy, I was getting frustrated because my times weren't what I was looking for. Everything just felt so much harder, I felt sluggish. So yeah, so it does have a bit of an impact, and even though it might not seem immediate, you'll definitely notice it throughout the week. And sometimes it might not just be one day, it might be a couple of days. Your body kind of pays a price for it. When I've used the Turtle Pillow Plus, I've found that it's allowed my neck muscles to actually be completely relaxed. When I try and sleep on a flight, I normally find my head lolls from side to side, and I can never get comfortable. I always find I hold a lot of tension through my neck, and when I get tension through my neck, my traps get tight, and as a swimmer, having tight traps is just not good. It doesn't allow good movement through the water, and just having sore bits up here is just not ideal at all. I can't really quite describe it. I just make it fit. It just molds into the way that I need it to mold into, just to whichever feels comfortable for that particular day. Because I might have tightness on one side and I might prefer to sleep, try and rest my head on the other side, but it allows me to sort of adjust to how my body feels on that particular day. The temperature regulation for the Turtle Pillow Plus is hugely beneficial. Sometimes on flights, especially domestic flights, I get quite hot. And to have something wrapped around your neck, the initial feeling was, oh, this is just going to add to my temperature, it's just going to make me feel even hotter. But it actually doesn't. I feel my temperature just stays the same. I don't feel any warmth, like any extra warmth. And it just feels really comfortable. It's allowed me to nap more, I think. It just allows you to be able to get those naps in wherever you are. So if you're sitting on a bus, if you're sitting on a plane, sitting in a taxi, you can be able to grab those power naps as soon as you can, so that your body can still stay, refreshed and energized for the rest of the day. In the swimming world, it's quite physically draining as well as emotionally draining. So the more sleep you get, the better prepared you are to cope with the day's training the next day. Like, I just love the way that my body feels when I set itself a challenge and then I see progression, or set myself a challenge and might not see progression for a little bit, but then actually when I stop and look back, I realise actually I've come a long way. I'd love to be able to put it out there to hopefully inspire and motivate people through, whether it's through business, whether it's through schools, or even through sports, different sports, not just swimming. I want to be someone who's respectful for others, but enjoys what they do. And yeah, it's just kind of the rest is history, as they say.